indulge in their saying their just let it go idea. No, we should always teach them these things.
Hello. That works? Okay, closer? Good. Two questions, or one and common nice talk, by the way. Haven't you realized that in the past any prediction about the development of computer systems proved to be wrong, or most of them? And the other thing is, I want to comment, don't you think there is a gap between people that are technophile as us and people that are not technophile, like our politicians, for example? And how do you think the technophile people that are becoming more and more in charge of this planet are going to be capable of actually ruling it, instead of having the non-technophile people that just plain don't know how the technology works anymore, are doing stupid things and eventually push the wrong button, like now happening in Germany with the internet censorship and shit.
Excellent point. When I was kind of in chapter 2, as it were, when I was talking about when it became political, when I was saying that it's very much about keeping users dumb in a way. A lot of this idealism around ubiquitous computing creates this situation where you create this barrier between users and designers, and you really create this heroic engineer, this guy who knows everything, and they're going to set up this world and you're going to love it. It's going to be a theme park. And I do feel that is highly politically laden, and that this ideology is used to create a world in which nerds are king, where we rule. I mean, that's great on the one hand, but on the other hand, like I said, I don't believe we can do it. I don't think we'll ever be able to deliver on that promise. We'll never understand situations well enough to predict them.
Something very interesting, actually, that I'm just going to butt in here, but the nerds in charge thing actually has happened before. If you look at the Soviet Union in the in the 20s, 30s, through to the 60s and 70s, in fact, the great majority of policy was actually set by essentially technocrats. And what you ended up with was this very weird state where the engineer, there was effectively a cult of the engineer, and the engineers ended up essentially running everything. And they created a system that in the end became bizarrely ritualistic, which nobody actually really understood, and then subsequently collapsed. So, I mean, I think we need to be extremely cautious when we, try and put this idea together that, in fact, nerds are destined to rule. I mean, it's the only upside I can see to that is that being a member of the new ruling class, I can abrogate all power to myself and crush everybody else under my iron boot.
Yeah. Agreed. It's a great example. Thank you very much for that.
So, I think we've got time enough for one more question, if anyone's got one. Anybody? No more questions?
Otherwise, I can tell you what I believe is a great future. When I was talking about decadence, there's a part I like about decadence idea, which is just something that I find funny. I was drinking one night with a friend, and he said, let's go decadence, and the aliens will love it. And what he meant was that when we have all partied out on this planet, there will only be beautiful columns left, beautiful dead buildings, beautiful leftovers, beautiful ruins. And as a part artist, I love this idea that we should all focus on art and create the most beautiful ruins imaginable, so that one day aliens can come to our dead planet and see the most beautiful civilization they've ever thought they could see. So let's be decadent, let's all drink and be merry, and see you guys later.
Excellent. Well, bang on time. Well done. Right, so thank you very much, Tijmen, and we look forward to talking to you a bit later, hopefully.